Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Journey. We're going to be looking and going through this game. So overall, it seems like for a majority of players, we have kind of hit a brick wall at this point. And the reason being essence. When you look at the AFK progression, even looking right here, hero essence, we obtained 182. It is taking 2,000 plus essence every single day to actually level up and get one level up. Right now we're at 120, so going to 121 takes roughly 2,300 essence. So if you're going in here, if you're doing all of your regular farming, pretty much every single day you're having the ability to increase one hero up to that 121, which I'll show you in just a minute. Now going through here, of course, this is a big way to get some of your rewards. Use a free instant reward. Now, we were kind of debating through a couple different places if it was going to be beneficial to go ahead and use these rewards, or if it was going to be beneficial to actually just save it for diamond summons. And overall, it seems like this is going to be beneficial because of the essence that we're getting out of here. And getting these essence really in a timely manner is going to make a big difference when you're going in here and starting and creating the advance and going in here. Now, again, looking at players like D2, which I believe is at 130 already, every day they've been buying these out and buying these out time and time again because you are super, super limited. Not only picking up some pretty high quality gear, but overall picking up the extra couple hundred essence for essentially 150 diamonds is a good return, in my opinion. Again, just kind of based on the progression that we're making in here and being able to not only kind of short-term buy instant AFK rewards out of here, but it is also going to give you the ability to level up your heroes a little faster. In turn, you're going to be able to go in here and actually farm out some more essence faster because you can push more within here. So again, this game is very, very cyclical in nature, meaning you're kind of doing the exact same things every day. And like I said, with a lot of different players, they're kind of getting stuck at this point within the resonating hall because they cannot make any more progression. Because even here where we need another, 900, almost 1,000 essence in here, which means I can literally take one of these heroes to 121, then I can move them all the way to 130. Then it's going to be a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, roughly 4 days of solid progression that I can actually move them to 130. Once they all hit 130, then it's the exact same thing, getting to 131, systematically taking another week to go ahead and build them out. What's going on? Soul is here and Zolthamus as well. Want to do some last minute stream here, but overall, again, a lot of players really impressed with the gameplay. A lot of players starting to see some of the frustration that we're kind of seeing with the ability to make a lot of progression in here. So now some players are getting a lot more of the rewards out of here, getting a lot of the daily rewards. Being able to come in here and make some solid progression, again, is just kind of slowing down a lot. And of course, a lot of players are also frustrated right here with our Stargazers. So as of now, you cannot summon with Stargazer, or you cannot summon in the Stargazer with diamonds because you do need the Stellar Crystal. Now, right now, there's only 2 places short of buying these with money that you have access with the Stellar Crystal. I believe the Arena Store in a very, very, very high level has the ability to pick them up as well. But for a majority of players, they're not picking up copies of the Celestials, the Hypogens, really at all, which is pretty sad to see because, again, a lot of players cannot unlock and they don't have the ability to unlock those. So it's going to be a long time before we're seeing those unlocked, which we know Rainier is the one to really buy or get out of there. Might be to the point where you can get one single copy out of the shop. But again, for a majority of players, they cannot get up any of those. Yeah, it's a lot. I got 2 characters to 120. That's it. And Soul, that is where players are getting stuck. And again, that is kind of where the frustration is getting in there. Yeah, just like Arena, it is the dust. We know Zolthamus, it is the exact same. Now, of course, the bosses in here, this is probably one of the biggest parts that I like of this game. So overall, when you look at the bosses in an AFK Arena in comparison to kind of AFK Journey, with the ability to go in here and actually farm up different bosses with a rotation on different days, makes a really, really big difference, guys. It is really cool to see that we can go in there. Now, of course, the Honor Duel. Let's take a minute to talk about the Honor Duel because there is a brand new event that is up in relationship to the Honor Duel, which of course we know if we go to the events tab, it is the one right here, which is the Expert Dueler. So you can see within the Expert Dueler, you can actually get a multitude of summons. You can also get the skin for Parisa, which overall, I don't know anyone who uses the hero. But overall, you can see 1, 2, 3 honor duels every single day. Now, one thing to note in this game, with the honor duels, it takes a long time to do the honor duels. Now, of course, the easy is exactly what it is. 1, 2, 3, you go in here. You can even go into the honor duel, just suffer 3 losses right off the bat. Those 3 losses are going to count as the times that you used the honor duel every day. Then, of course, the difficult ones. Achieve 1 perfect victory, 9 wins, 0 losses in the honor duel. That is super, super difficult. For me, upgrade artifacts. And again, the rest of these right here with Greyborns, we have Light Bearers, we have Maulers and Wilders. Ascend 5 Greyborn heroes to Mythic. And then, of course, we have the same with Maulers and Wilders. So going in here and trying to essentially game the RNG system that we have with trying to get, 5 Mauler heroes, 5 Wilder heroes. I want to go through here and see exactly what we can do, if we can get anyone out of there and make some progression, essentially just going out of there. Now, of course, the roulette, we get a copy of Cassidy. Some players were saying she's super effective, but overall, I haven't really seen it. I have a couple copies of her as of now, but as a mage hero, it seems like a majority of the mage heroes are really slacking within this game, which again is what a lot of players have also said, that we're not seeing as much, or we're not seeing as solid of a build out of those mage classes. What's going on, Vampire? Thank you for joining us for the last minute stream here. Arcane Labyrinth, I know I have to go through. Legends Trio, we're farming the towers on a regular basis. And again, it seems like every single time that I can get a couple heroes leveled up just a little bit, gives me the ability to go in there and actually make a little bit more progression in some of the content. And it is just really a rinse and repeat. Let's run through the honor duel. If you got questions, definitely pop them in. Doing great today. Really, really busy at work, especially because of the eclipse that came. And we know the solar eclipse happened today. Really cool. I never use honor dust duel till the skin came out. Oh yeah, so one thing in here is right here. This is something Soul that you want to focus on because of the diamonds and of course of the summons. Any single place that you can get these invitation letters are really the absolute priority. Now, of course, if we're looking here, we have what right here. That's pretty good because we do have Vela in here. We have what, Light Bearers. We have Light Bearers. I'm going to go this, and we're going to go, you know what? I already did Light Bearers. I was just thinking about that. We did Light Bearers. So what do we got? Random. We have Light Bearers. We have Light Bearers. I'm going to go ahead and see what kind of random we get here. Now, one thing you have to note is when you do random, what do you get here? This is for Marilee. So only Marilee is going to be affected by this, which of course Marilee is right here, which means we got some really bad Light Bearer faction right here, because essentially if we don't use Marilee in here, we're not going to have the ability to make it really very effective. But I'm going to go for Maulers in here, and I'm just going to stack all of these Maulers that I can, see what we can get. And even there's one more copy, of course. This means the artifact is not going to be used, and I'm going to stick with the Maulers. That's it. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 Maulers. Could be a defeat, could be a really bad way to do it. I'm even going to get rid of that one, see if we can, which we don't have enough for anything else. And again, this is a RNG aspect. I don't know if this is the best way to play it, but overall, I do sell the heroes essentially versus them sitting there. I think that's probably the best one. But again, getting that crappy RNG relic that we just picked up is, of course, not going to help us at all. So a little disappointed in that one, but that's okay because we do have Odie and we do have, I forget his name, but we do have Odie, and then I'm not sure it's going to even show us. Usually if you hold him, it'll show you. But of course, he's kind of an off tank, kind of like what Shakir is. Again, drawing a blank on his name, but I'm going to set this up this way. Let's see what we do here, guys. Yeah, like I said, the honor duel is good, Soul, but it takes an insane amount of time. That's kind of the problem. Now, one thing to remember with this, specifically my team in here, is we do have the ability to get the bonus. So we are getting the 5 faction bonus in here because we are running all Maulers, which early I feel like that can make a little bit of a difference. But as you can see with Lumont and a couple other ones, we're probably just going to go wrecked in here, which I'm thinking, how can I get the purple upgrade for my teams? The purple, if you're talking about the essence, it's really the AFK rewards. Vampire, that is really the big place to get any of those. Now, of course, we're going to keep our Maulers. We got Entendre right there. Of course, it gives us another copy of Marilee, which again, I don't want to build out. Everybody else, we're going to go ahead and sell regardless of what it is. because we want to keep and we want to try to get all of the Mauler heroes in here. And there we go. We got a new sub. What is going on, Aaron? Thank you for subbing to the channel. We're almost to 38,000. We are definitely getting up there. But again, we are going to focus on all of our Maulers. Let's do a reset, which of course we don't have anything in here. We can randomize it. Look at that. Maybe that's going to help Luman. Luman, of course, is a pretty, honestly, a pretty bad Mauler. So even here, Marilee, we don't have Marilee. We're not even using Marilee. So that's not going to make a big difference. But I'm hoping with the RNG of getting a couple heroes in here, and again, staying all Maulers. Let's go ahead and drop that one out. Gives us 17. What do we got? Attack speed. Let's do attack speed. And I'm going to do attack speed. I'm going to throw that on. No, I'm going to throw that on Odie right there. Let's see what we can do in here. What's the best strategy for the game mode? Because I keep losing. So this one, honestly, so D2 gave me a lot of hints or a lot of really feedback to this. The game mode is broken for a couple different heroes, Soul. And what we're finding is, unfortunate as it is, a majority of this game mode is being won by very specific PvP heroes. Now, one of the big ones and probably one of the strongest heroes that we're seeing in here is, of course, Vela. So Vela is just a PvP monster. We know right now she is in the rate up, but overall, Vela is doing absolutely broken in this game mode. Shakir is another one. Shakir, of course, is the Mauler. Super strong when it comes to the build on Shakir. And overall, again, when you think damage-wise, when you look at some of the heroes, Shakir is doing incredibly well, where Seth just gets absolutely wrecked in pretty much all the game modes. Sad to see, but it's very true, where we are seeing Seth. Seth is a cheaper version of what we see when it comes to Shakir. So it is literally just a cheaper version of another hero, which again is kind of sad because we're not seeing a lot of utility and a lot of effectiveness in there. But overall, I like Smokey. Smokey's another one that does very well based on the positioning. And look at that. Thanks for streaming at this time. I am in Hong Kong and always missed it. Thank you, Dennis. I am a Dennis as well, as most of you guys know. I'll look forward to seeing the summons from Eugene. Yes, that is going to be tomorrow. AFK Arena has the patch coming up tomorrow, Dennis, which is going to be awesome. The Eugene summons, I have been saving everything, literally waiting for Eugene, and we are still waiting for Eugene because he is going to be up tomorrow, which is very cool. And again, I like doing some of the off-time streams. I got to figure out a time when we're going to be doing AFK Journey, and then of course the regular streams with AFK Arena. But definitely big thank you for the super chat over there. That is awesome to see. I am short in resources because I'm free to play. So Vampire, the only way to really, honestly, the only way to really overcome the resource deficiency, essentially as free to play, is grinding every single game mode. So when you look at the tower, when you look at, the campaign progression, going through there, anywhere that you can get the resources, especially the AFK rewards, are the biggest place that you can farm up a lot of those resources. Short of that, it stinks, but you're kind of SOL for a majority of it, because again, you're really stuck with the essence. That is kind of the problem that we see, Vampire, is most players, whether you're free to play, whether you're pay to win, all of these players are getting stuck because of the essence. And there it is, guys. It did show up. I was wondering if that was another sub, but like I was saying, makes a really big difference. But overall, a lot of players are getting stuck, which kind of sucks. And it's because of the essence. I know, again, a lot of the frustration, a lot of different things that we're seeing. I'm going to drop this helmet on Lumont. Then we're going to go in here because I don't have enough. We could get the bow. I'm going to wait for something stronger. What's going on, Juan? Yeah, and that's it. So AFK Arena and AFK Journey, Soul is right on. It really is, you're stuck with Essence. In both games, as I play right now, I am stuck with Essence in its entirety. And unfortunately, it doesn't really seem like it's going anywhere. Now, of course, this buff's behind him. So I'm actually going to drop. Boom, we'll get a buff in there. I'm going to set this up just like we won in that last one. I'm hoping this is going to work. And again, I feel like with the Maulers, we're gonna just keep throwing them in here and seeing. I don't think we're going to get enough copies to get them built out, which is kind of stink. Now, of course, right here's Carolina has a lot of crowd control. So when it comes to overall the damage factor, but the crowd control wins PvP. And then of course, Cassidy, PvP with the magic, and of course being a light bearer. Cassidy is another one where PvP works incredibly well, but that is really it. And look at that, gotta be honest, AFK Arena is much more interesting. Journey is too complicated for me. Wishing you good. Yes, I'm hoping big time that we do well with those summons. Yeah, and a lot of players, and what I worry about, honestly, is if we see the longevity of this game. So most of you know, when Lilith comes out with a new title, we did Dislike, we did Call of Dragons, we did Warpath. I played a lot of Lilith titles. I played a lot of games. We did a lot of titles, honestly, from a lot of different companies. If they don't do the end game correctly, it is going to be very, very, very detrimental for the longevity of the game if it is not done correctly. Now, of course, there we have Brutus. Ooh, I like the copy of Brutus right there. Brutus, of course, being kind of a one-off tank, which works very well. And what's going on? Bavesh? What's going on, Bavesh, with the Furry Hippo right there? So again, nobody in here worth using. So boom, we're gonna sell, keep. Vela, again, as much as I do love her in PvP, we're gonna go ahead and sell. 28 left. I wonder if we can get lucky with a reset. Nothing. Well, we got Smokey. I will take another copy of Smokey. And again, I know with this artifact is going to be an absolute detrimental game changer for this. Of course, this is going to be really hard to get through with just running the Maulers. But of course, Maulers and Graveborn in this game are broken. That's kind of exactly what we've seen before. The Maulers and the Graveborn in this game is broken. The Maulers in AFK Arena, of course, are just an absolute nightmare, which is kind of crazy. I'm going to go ahead and buff up Brutus in here. Then we're going to put Odie, which again, single target. When it comes to single target, I know even in PvP, Odie is pretty broken in single target. And then of course, if we can get the aroma up from Smokey and Mirky, it works incredibly well. And I'm hoping that Brutus is going to bust in and take out some of these targets pretty quick. Because right here's Marilee. Marilee, of course, is going to hop away. Entendre should be able to hold off this quite a bit when we take down the target. But again, I love Brutus, and I love Brutus's ability to move and whirlwind. It's really cool. But again, I feel like this one we might be in trouble on. We took down Lucius. That's a good sign. Boom, we got some big heals. Lamont goes down in the back, though. And of course, Rowan. Rowan is rolling up. We're going to get a defeat in this one. Again, the crowd control aspect. And Marilee is tough. Marilee is pretty tough. I guess losing 3 times in a row on purpose doesn't... Oh, it doesn't? Oh, I thought I lost 3 today, and I did get a defeat. It was done. So Cetrana, we're not going to. You did 3 in there, Soul? You did 3 defeats in there? But there we go. We got Cetrana. Again, I don't want to keep looking at some different Maulers. There's Odie, there's Maulers. There we go. Boom. We got Smokey. That's going to be big when it comes to these heals. And again, I'm thinking, you know what? Let's sell out some of these. And I'm thinking, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? Let's go this way. Let's see what we can get. Maybe something else is going to be here. We're short. Let's see our 5 though. I'm going for Smokey, but I had no copy. So Vampire, I had the exact same thing. So I got stuck with no Thorid. There was a ton of battles that I went through. And unfortunately, through everything that he did, I never pulled a copy of Thorin. Thorin was the very, very last tank and really one of the very last heroes that I pulled in there. I think you have to win. You should be able to pull out 1 soul, and then I wonder if you can just sandbag the other 3. Like I said, with this game mode, this takes a long time. That again is one of the things that a lot of players have been kind of talking about, is this game mode is taking just an absorbent amount of time to actually get through with the content. And of course, heroes like Igor. Watch Igor in this battle. Igor is another hero very similar to Vela, very similar to some of the ones that we see. Igor will take a lot of damage and then he just moves. So you will see that even here with my damage on Igor, Seth goes down, Lumont goes down because they're both pretty bad. But overall, we can't even get through anyone in here, which again is pretty sad of the heroes we got in there. IO AFK Arena, everything, believe it or not. I met my current fiance in the game. That is awesome, Dennis. And thank you for all of those super chats in there. And moved her all the way from Italy to Hong Kong, doing amazing ever since. Oh, that's okay. It's honestly, it's very, very cool to see. Congratulations on the current fiance and possibly in the future wedding, which is probably coming up. Weddings are expensive. Guys, most of you know I work in finance. I have a finance channel. It is very, very expensive. I don't know if it's the same if you guys are staying in Hong Kong, if you're getting married in Hong Kong, but here it's insane. We are talking just an absolute asinine amount of money. So there we go. So let's not do the play random in here. So let's go through. What do we got? We got two. We have two right there. And again, they don't give us anything. We're going Wilder. Let's go Wilder in this one. We're going all up for Wilder. So you do have to win one. Yeah, that is really cool to see. Move from Italy to Hong Kong. How is the transition? That is a really very, very interesting one. So we've actually talked about or even thought about going in there and moving from the United States to Italy ourselves. So kind of making the other way. Now we're going Wilder in this one. I have to remember what we're doing. There we go. So we're going Wilder. But again, how was the transition going there? And what does she think of it? So 1, 2, we have 3 Wilders. Let's go ahead and sell. So I'm going to keep Shakir because again, this one's pretty bad. So we have 1, 2, 3 Wilders. Since I have Heowin, I'm going to drop Smokey. We're going to keep Brutus and we're going to hope for the best. We're going to hope for the best in there. Yeah, that is really cool. AFK Arena is owed for the true love story of Dennis. That is really, really cool. But again, this game mode, so we've won through what? One? Was that one trial that we literally went through? So Brutus and Shakir is a pretty solid team. Of course, we're going to get the haste in here and then reduces all enemies' current HP by 50% when it starts. Lost HP will be returned. This is a good one for Brian because of the instant damage that he's going to do. And I'm going to drop him over here. Maybe we can take down a tank pretty quick. I want to see. Moving from one part of the world to another, a time adjusting. Yeah, so we have the ability, and as YouTube continues to get more popular for me, working from home or working remote is always a interesting scenario, especially looking to possibly go abroad. Yeah, it would be really, really interesting to see if that's the case. So there we go. So there is some damage right off the bat. Of course, it looks like Brutus goes immune pretty quick. But Shakir is really strong in here, guys. And I'm hoping we get some heals. Now, Heowin is a really, really strong straight healer. Unfortunately, with Heowin, if you don't get the heals off and you don't get the healing off early, not very effective, which is kind of sad for the hero. But let's see. So there's another Wilders right there. Boom. And of course, we don't get the Wilders that we have, but that's okay. And, oh, nothing again. That is tough. So let's see. We're keeping with Wilders. We'll keep Shakir. So we got Arden. And again, I'm really... Man, that's gonna be tough to swap some of these out. Because, again, we have Vela in there, which I'm not going to use. 1, 2, 3. And, again, we don't have tanks. We don't have Granny. And overall, the Wilders, they are... bad. They're bad at tanks. I'm going to keep Arden right now, but overall they are very, very bad when it comes to the tanking. Granny can't tank. Iran has a very, very difficult time tanking, short of being built up very, very high. Again, really, really difficult tank to get through a lot of the content. And again, I'm thinking burst damage in here. Let's try the same one. Let's try the exact same one that we went through. I was working for German Stock Exchange in Frankfurter, decided to drop everything and move here. Never left Europe before. Was a crazy move. I love it here. Always something to do. Hong Kong is actually one of the few places that I have never visited. So if you guys are familiar, let me pay attention for just a second. So being in the military, I traveled to a lot of different places, went to Central America, South America, went to a lot of places in Europe, went to a lot of places in Africa. Far East, I never got to. So everything in Asia, I've never been to. Australia and Asia, like Indonesia, all of the islands out there I haven't been to. But everywhere else, Dennis, I've been, which is awesome. I was working. Now, what do you do there? So working in Frankfurter, decided to move. I wonder if it's still remote. Because stock exchange, most of you know on my finance channel, if you're not familiar with it, Dennis, check it out. I would like to know your opinion from someone who works on a stock exchange. We do a lot of the financial education piece because here in the States, we don't have it at all. And honestly, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad that there is no financial education in the traditional schooling that we have here, which is the reason why I really started it. Most of you know, again, I do work in finance. We work in financial counseling and education. And overall, when it comes to people being able to manage their money, here it's something that's not taught at all. And it's kind of crazy to think that they literally just turn a blind eye to it. But again, it's something that unfortunately is not taught here at all. And it's pretty sad. It's honestly pretty sad. Let's pick up another copy of Brutus. But again, we're going for Wilders in here. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I've been working on the plan, 2 tanks, 1 DPS, 2 support. So Vampire, the thing with this game is you're gonna, depending on who you're fighting. So that is a good plan. The 2 tanks, 1 DPS, 2 support. It really varies, and you have to take it really with a grain of salt, because what's gonna happen is there's a few different scenarios in here where you have to run different heroes. And that's definitely something to kind of remember. When it comes to this game, you're going to need 2 tanks. You're going to need essentially 2 support and probably about 6 different DPS. It is usually about what players are running. And the reason for that being, when you look at this game, is if you're fighting a very, very heavy burst team, and this is where really I feel like the pages are different from AFK Arena to AFK Journey, is in here systematically you have to create formations that are going to be effective in a lot of different places with a lot of different heroes. And again, that's kind of where the game changes. In here, there's a lot of strategy around how AFK Journey is played. AFK Arena, you put in your team, it's kind of set it and forget it. With this game, it's an entire different dynamic on the effectiveness and really how this works. So again, getting a couple tanks in there, getting at least 2 tanks. In a lot of stages, you'll use 1 tank, like 3 DPS, 1 support. Again, some you'll use 2 tanks, you'll use 1 support, 3 DPS. The primary thing is having the ability to have 1 solid, strong tank in here, while also having the ability to essentially utilize everything else that you have in all of the different game modes, because you're going to need all of them. Now, Brutus is literally just chain stunning over here, so Brutus is just going to wreck us in our entire team. But like I was saying, Vampire, this game, you need so many different combinations of heroes, which is kind of crazy. So we'll get a stronger Brutus in there. But yeah, overall, you need a lot of different heroes in a lot of different ways. Granted, grants an ally 25 haste every 5 seconds. When healing or shielding, and again, I might actually put that on my tank. Increase the ultimate damage by 40%, grants 20% life drain on the ultimate damage. I'm thinking that might be good for Brutus. I have enough for both of them, actually. Let's pick these both up, and then we'll see where exactly we're going to use them. Increase 150 attack speed for 5 seconds after an assist or a kill. Ooh, that's situational, which again, I'm thinking ultimate damage by 40. So this is going to be the ability to whirlwind in there. Attack speed for 5 seconds after an assist or a kill. I'm thinking maybe on there with Shakir. And then, of course, we do have our hero right there. 6 left. Might be a defeat in there. Change jobs and works on side for an Israel company as a finance risk analyst. HK is a major culture hub in C. If you love good foods, advise you to visit. Oh, that would be awesome. That would be cool. And again, something probably down the road that I would absolutely love to do. I've seen pictures. I've seen people over there, and it's incredible. It's literally, again, all the places that I've traveled, it's a different world. As much as you want to think, a lot of people are well cultured and traveled. It is literally a different world for a lot of places. And it's cool. Yeah, I would definitely like to check it out. There's a lot on my bucket list. My wife and I haven't traveled very much together, but we have kids and we want to do the whole Disney thing. But definitely in the future, That is awesome. Financial risk. So again, another personal note on that. I do have a master's degree in finance. That is what my degree is. So looking at financial risk, and again, that's why I work for a financial institution. That's pretty cool. The financial risk analyst. I've done a lot of finance classes and a lot of the risk assessment classes for my master's program. It's cool. It's really, really cool to see. I actually have some members that are over in Hong Kong, and I believe they are legitimately in Hong Kong. There were a couple in Japan that I've worked with kind of through the years because where I'm at, I'm actually really close to a military base. So again, physically located where I am, we're right next to an Air Force base. A lot of the Air Force individuals deploy a significant amount. With the deployments comes a lot of responsibility kind of on us because they have a lot of remote requests. Hi Hippo, do you like Journey? I like this at the moment, but in the future will drop. Yes. So that's one of the big things that we've kind of talked about with AFK Journey is I really am concerned. Let me make sure. Let me do these sounds because again, we're gonna keep these two. This one's gone. Igor's in here, but we're trying to really map out and get 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, AFK Journey is going to need a lot of content updates, and I really hope that they really do keep up with the way AFK Journey or AFK Arena kind of went, where if they're doing regular content updates, let's say they're doing content updates every 2 weeks in here, it's going to be a game changer, and AFK Journey is going to be able to keep up. Now, personally for me, I wasn't a huge fan of the open world. So the open world exploration, if you checked out my videos on Dragonair, the open world exploration to me is not too enticing. But overall, the other game modes, I feel like really do make up for it. And who do we have here? That's Frieza. That's the one that we're actually going in here for the skin. But overall, if they don't continue pushing and making AFK Journey content, yes, the end game for this has to be big. The boss has to be big. And again, the grind, I feel like some of the grind in this game has to be removed. It's very, and again, this is a lot of the feedback that I'm getting from a lot of different players is right now AFK Journey is very, very, very much a grind, which again, a lot of players are not too happy with because it does take a lot of time and effort to make a little bit of actually progression. So what's happening right now is I move into a zone, I can clean out, usually I'm strong enough to clean out everything within that zone. Once I'm through with the zone, then it goes back to exactly what it is, kind of just being a grind again. I'm gonna put Leica, you know what? I'm gonna put both these over here. Might be the worst mistake ever, but you know what? I'm gonna go for it. But like I was saying, they're gonna have to come up with new content and they're gonna have to come up with quite a bit because of the grind of this game itself. It's gonna need some updates. It's gonna need some heavy updates and it's gonna have some updates on a very, very regular basis. Bachelor's in economics and risk management, master's in finance. Perfect. So Dennis and Dennis are the two financial experts here, which is really, really cool to see. I'm 110 level on all my champs, trying all I can all day. So Vampire, again, this game is unfortunately, when you look big picture, it's an AFK game. And that's kind of how you have to treat it. So what I do in my regular rotation in here is I do like probably about, I might log in here like 3 times, and usually that's it. Usually about 3 times is good enough to cover a majority of what we do have in here. North of that, you're really just kind of grinding your wheels. And again, this is where I feel like a lot of players are kind of seeing the frustration come out, is because you are kind of just grinding your wheels a little bit to try to make a little bit of progression. But again, a lot of the time, you're not making very much progression, or you're not making progression at all, which again is kind of tough to go through there. We got to make sure we equip those. But again, we're looking for wilders. There's a Leica, there's a Greyborn, there's a Wilder. We got to get some more levels in these. And again, what we're doing in here is trying to grind these out and actually get to the point. So what is this? This is damage reduction. I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to swap these two out. I'm going to go damage reduction. That way Shakir can live. This one, I'm hoping that on our damage dealer right there, that we're going to be able to get through. But like I was saying, yeah, they have to start it. What if they start releasing heroes every 2 weeks? So the thing, Soul, with this game is they cannot. Cheers, was a pleasure to talk. Always watching and speaking to you. Oh, thank you, Dennis. And again, thank you for all those super chats. That is absolutely killer out there. And a big shout out to you and your fiance. Very, very cool to chat with you. And again, some of these streams, I'm going to try to do them a little bit later on the off days because I know there's a lot of players out of my area that don't have the access to join us on Sunday. Most of the time it's late night for them. So definitely want to get on a regular routine and a regular schedule. But again, congratulations to you and the engagement. Can't wait to see. Shoot over some pics. Hit me up on Discord. Shoot over some pics. Yeah, level 110. Again, it's a grind, Vampire. That is really, really something to remember is this game is a grind. And for a majority of it, you have to treat it as such. It's going to be a grind. It's not a race. The only way that you can race these games, again, very similar to AFK Arena, the only way that you can race and make progression a lot faster through these games is money. That's it. That is honestly, that is the one and only way. If you're putting a lot of money into AFK Journey, of course, you're going to make progression a lot faster. But overall, it is money versus time, just like we've seen in most of these games. It is exactly what it is. Yeah. Like Soul was saying, if they release heroes every 2 weeks in Journey, it won't work. So the big thing in here is you don't have the ability to summon heroes like you do in AFK Arena. That's something really, really big to note. And I think we might lose this one, which we did. You don't have nearly anywhere near, Soul, the same level of the commitment of the summons that we see in AFK Arena. You're not even, honestly, you're not even playing the same game when it comes to the amount of summons. Now in here again, Wilders, we are just getting literally shut down on. So we got a Wilder there, which again, we don't need that Wilder. Boom, double Arden. So maybe getting Arden a little bit higher. Again, let's hop in here and see. So there we go. Don't need. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, we were using 5. Let's go just all in a Brutus. You know what? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, when it comes to Wilders, they're we don't even have this Wilder, but again, they're not pretty not very strong. So they're we don't need the copy of Heowen. I bought it anyways. I don't think you get the copy. I think you literally lose the copy at the 16. We don't have enough for anyone else. That's okay. Is it true we get spoon-fed summons all the time from AFK Arena? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean, Soul. So the big thing with AFK Arena is most of the time you'll go in there, Soul, and you'll do summons, and you might get just rares. You might get rares. You'll notice in this game that the rares don't exist. Now, again, that is kind of, oh, thank you, Dennis. Yeah, I'll definitely shoot you a message over on Discord. Like I was saying, in AFK, you do get the basic, the green heroes. You get the blue rare heroes. In this game, you don't get either. That is really the big, honestly, the big game changer in this one is you don't get quite the summons that you get out of there because, of course, yeah, we do get fed the summons always on there. And again, it's very, very short-lived. I would say kind of short-lived because in here you only have the A tier and the S tier. We don't have a lot of tiers in this game. So not only are you getting less summons, but there's far less heroes. Even when you look at the wish list, I mean, what, 60% of the heroes, 70% of the heroes we have are in the wish list. As we see them today, they're all in the wish list themselves. And then, of course, like I was saying, it makes a big difference with the diamonds and the cost of summons. AFK Arena gives us summons. I can do AFK Arena summons every day. This game, it might be 1 summon a day if I get to do a summon every day. Yeah, exactly. You don't have as many heroes. You don't get as many heroes. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, kind of on both sides, I guess. And here, look at that. They have double support back here with Vela. I'm going to get defeated in this one. Just another one that we're going to get burned down. And again, when you look at the challenge, the difficult challenges in here, we have literally spent 40 minutes going through this, what, twice? Did we do this 2 or 3 times? I think we did this twice. So again, a lot of players getting a ton of feedback about the event because we did it twice. So you're talking 20 plus minutes to go in here and do this on a daily basis. And again, the difficult ones, we didn't even come remotely close. I did the light bear one, which was very, very lucky. As you can see from the RNG, only gave me 30 points, which was kind of sad. But overall, again, this is a big, big, big grind in AFK Journey. It's kind of crazy. What's going on, Papa? Thanks for joining us for the late last minute stream. But like I was saying, guys, in here, battle drills, I think we took down the boss. We've been going through here, and even here, you have to do the battle drills. Like I've said before, this is one of the absolute, probably biggest, most important parts of AFK Journey. Going in here, getting the chest, and farming these out. Now, we have regular and hard. I'm going to go in here, and let me drop in. You know what? I'm going to go in here for a hard one, because I'm going to put in my real team. Let's go in here for the hard battles, and I'm going to drop out all of these heroes. And I'm going to put in my actual team. So we do Thorn with Smokey, which is really good. Artifact-wise, you could go with the Star Shard. You could go with the Enlighten, again, with the attack speed. I like this one, personally. This is probably one of the better ones because we don't have the one with the crowd control. The crowd control one is the big, big differentiator in here. I'm going to go with, who else was I using? Let's go with Odie. I'm going to go with Odie in the damage in the back, and I'm thinking Marilee's pretty good. I'm going to go with Cecilia. This is pretty much the primary team in the formation that I've been kind of running them. So let's see. So the big thing here, I don't know if Thorin's going to stay alive. We have to keep Thorin alive. Now in this one, the retaliation ability does a lot of damage. And actually, even with a hard enemy, this might not be too hard to actually get through to break out some of these. Well, Journey, you don't get many heroes. Yeah. Exactly. You don't get many heroes. You don't get many summons. But overall, I know the acorns for progression. Summoning in here is definitely a game changer. It is really, really different, Soul. Because again, you can go through here and make a lot of progression and not really go through much content. As an AFK game, it's a very slow ground. Now, I don't know, and you could actually, some of you might be able to talk to this, is I think it's intentional. So when you think about AFK Arena, and again, if you've been playing AFK Arena for 5 years, AFK Arena had natural stopping points within the game, which were the dust wall. The dust wall, of course, was the natural stopping point. When you hit resonating 240 and so on and so forth, it was the natural stopping point that we did have in the game. And it seems they built that exact same kind of stopping point into this game as well. I'm going to try putting in my B team. That way I can actually save some of this energy for my primary ones. So let's drop in Lucius and Antandra. Again, thinking tank-wise, I really don't have many. Even support, when you go in here as support, I'm saving Smokey, so I'm going to use Rowan. Rowan's really my only variation in here. Tanking-wise, again, we're saving both those tanks. Marksman, we're saving both the marksmen. Let's drop in these two. And that is going to be the 5. So Marilee is going to go in there. Like is going to go in there. I think this is going to work to go ahead and take these out. Vela is really good, Papa, and really good in PvP. So she's been used a couple of kind of niche formations. And again, this is really dependent on the team that you're fighting, where if you have a team that is a lot squishier, and Vela really shines as well when you have the crowd control artifact. It really, really does work incredibly well with the crowd control artifact, because remember, Vela's ult will shoot the back line. But for a majority of players, Vela has done pretty well overall. And I think we got the hard mode down with this. I want to farm some more of the hard mode. And I go in here and I farm intentionally the hardest mode that I can kind of get through to try to leave some of the easier battles for other players that might not be as advanced or have as much progression in the game as I do. So again, I intentionally come in here and try to farm out some of these hard ones. But Vela, really good burst damage, but Vela is also one that is easy to counter. That's the other thing. So if you're running Vela and you're running a formation that has like double support, Vela is really hard, because if Vela doesn't get the really big crit or really get that insta hit, Vela isn't going to take down anyone, Papa, and you can recover pretty quick, especially if they're running shields. Again, you can recover from it pretty quick if your Vela isn't built out strong enough to drop a target in pretty much a hit. It's hard to get through. It's hard to get through some of the some of the tougher targets. What do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll run this one more time on the hard level. Well, Vela, like I said, Vela in PvP, if you're anything or love PvP at all, Vela is domination. Vela is just absolutely broken. What's going on, Jaffa? Thanks for joining us for our stream. Dustwall seems to be more stiff. Yes, I agree with you, Soul. And again, a lot of feedback that we give to the devs. So if you have anything on AFK Journey, definitely let me know, because we give a lot of feedback to the devs on a regular basis. And again, all of the things that I'm hearing with the dust being incredibly hard, getting copies of a couple heroes a little bit more difficult. So they're kind of overemphasizing the amount of resources we're getting in here when it comes to leveling up. The super flow, when a hero placed on this buff tile casts their ultimate, a phantom of the hero will cost the ultimate again. That is awesome. So let's see. We have our 2 teams. I'm going to drop in my 3rd team here. And I'm thinking the Piran, we'll go try to do tank. This is not going to come out good. That's why actually, so again, based on artifacts, so looking in here, we have not really any real support. So this is not one that I'm going to push damage and HP. This is one that I'm going to be a lot more defensive with, try to get some heals out of the awakening spell. And then of course, we'll have the ultimates back here. Maybe we can burn down a regular team in here. I'm hoping, because if the ultimate goes off, we're going to cast it twice, which would be good. But yeah, the dust wall, again, we're kind of overemphasizing or getting a lot more hero essence to go ahead and level up the heroes, but people aren't getting the dust to get it done, Soul. And again, that's feedback we've given. That's kind of what we've been seeing, is we're not seeing it, or we're not getting as much out of, and we might get this one done, guys. I hope. It is. We won. We got it. That was really, really close with the heroes in here. But there we go. So we picked up another key out of there. We received a chest. And I think we have, what, 21? We're down to 26 already to get this buff. And then, of course, we want to get up the boss. We should be able to kill the Blue Mother this time. We were really close last time with the Blue Mother. I feel like this time we should probably be able to kill the Blue Mother, which would be cool. Glad to catch stream, usually at work in the usual time. Yeah, so we're trying to change it up a little bit, Jaffa, and I want to see to get a day that kind of works with people. I know this was a very, very last minute stream, but I definitely want to get kind of a time that's going to work for people. Probably on, I'm thinking maybe like a Wednesday, and I don't think this one we're not going to get done. The last one had a little bit more, but that's okay. We got a couple more of the enemies done. Defeat in there. We need a mega boost. We need to get some of the gear up, which we could get that a little bit further. But again, once we get this other guard detail, or we select this buff out of here, which is going to be good, we should be able to take down this boss, getting some extra diamonds. Now, of course, out of here, this is the other reason why we say the loot. You have to be active in guilds. You have to make sure that you're getting the loot. You're getting the keys, you're getting these universal Omni acorns, but you're also getting the epic letters. I want to hop over, I want to do some summons, because I think we're almost about an hour in. So Chest of Valor. So in here, we have the ability to get essentially scrolls and diamonds, so summons and diamonds, or we have the chance to get summons acorns. Now, what we're looking for are these guild medals. Now, the reason for this is the guild medals are going to give us the opportunity to get the Celestials and the Hypos. And honestly, even looking at my account, this is the only way that we're going to be able to pull these, probably for a ton of time. So I want to make sure that I do the Adventurer's Treasure out of here, that I'm not looking at the other one, because boom, we found 130 guild medals. Now, of course, it takes what I think 30,000 guild medals to actually build them up, to get a copy out of there. I think it was 30 or 40. But it's a big, big grind. Again, same with Arcane Labyrinth. So Arcane Labyrinth, I'm only on floor number difficulty 6. This thing goes for a long time, guys. So if you want to go in here and you want to farm this up, absolutely, you want to get to the point of farming this up. And I know, again, level-wise, you can make a lot of progression in here. You're going to get a lot of summons out of here, which is what I want to do. What do you think about the Primal Lord? So overall, a lot of players were giving feedback on the Primal Lord that the Primal Lord has too many hit points. So the thing to remember about the Primal Lord is, number one, the Primal Lord gives you an absolute just asinine amount of loot. So if you're missing the Primal Lord, you're missing something that is just an absolutely monstrous amount of loot that you're getting out of here. But the thing to remember is, even though the Primal Lord, which we have 3 battles in here, even though the Primal Lord is a really strong, and you can see, almost halfway dead at this point, is with the Primal Lord, is all of the players as we sit today are not as strong as we're going to be next week, not as strong as we're going to be next month. So again, this is very, very early when it comes to the Primal Lord and coming in here. Make sure, again, you're doing these on a regular basis. And I think I'm going to swap Marilee in here and see exactly how Marilee does. But going in here and making the progression that we're seeing out of this game mode is a really, really big game changer because, again, of the ability to get a lot more of the resources out of here. But the Primal Lords will start dying a lot faster because of the builds, because of the players actually getting a lot more, doing a lot more damage. Again, even when we're thinking, you start getting heroes at Supreme, you start getting them at Supreme Plus, you start getting all of these heroes built up a lot higher, you're going to be exponentially just doing more and more and more damage. So these Primal Lords are just going to die faster and faster and faster, which essentially is what we're going to see. I like it. So if you remember, if you've been watching the channel for a while, like Jaffa and a lot of other players, I came from World of Warcraft, Dark Age of Camelot, Ultima Online, so many online games throughout all of these years. And this is very similar to what we had with World of Warcraft. So World of Warcraft, again, if you're familiar with the game, we had global bosses. So similar to the Primal Lord, everybody who came to the global boss could fight the global boss. And it literally took entire servers to take down these bosses because that is the design. I wish they would do something like this with guild bosses in AFK Arena. And again, this is something that I've actually brought up a lot of times, and Odie just got literally slaughtered right there. But I brought it up a lot of times with AFK Arena, is if we had something that would give us the ability to essentially have cumulative bosses, whether it's global bosses, whether it is, guild bosses, there could be a lot of different ways that you could swing this. But looking at that, boom. 133 essence, that's what we're looking for. Now, again, we were kind of talking about the training manual. Look what we own. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We own 11 million out of here. 11 million in the training manual. Again, we're not using any of it because we're not getting dust fast enough. So we're literally just falling behind within there. Now, of course, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to swap out, and I want to see. So a lot of players were saying to use Coco. I'm going to put Coco in here. That means we're running double support. So I'm hoping that maybe it's going to make a big difference in here running double support, allowing the damage to come in here. And again, I've kind of played around with some of the heroes we have in here. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see what it looks like. Personally, I like the Primal Lord. I think it is awesome loot out of here, which is really, really good to see that we're getting some solid loot out of here. But overall, I like the build. I like the design of it. I like how they did it. Vampire, I'm pretty impressed with it. I do like it. And you know what? Anything that is going to be like this, where, hey, I'm not going in to do the honor duel that's going to grind 20 minutes every single time I do it. If I can come in here and spend 1:30, I am see it. So the thing with Kruger, Papa, is the defensive, the physical defense down. So when you look at a majority of heroes within AFK Journey, a majority of the heroes in here are physical damage dealers. That is the really, really big thing to remember in here, is when you look at most of the, I believe all the tanks are physical damage. I'll show you, I'll run through it, which we did pretty good on that attempt. Let me look at the damage. So what I've been doing in here is looking at my lowest damage dealer and just kind of swapping it out. Even there, guys, look at that. So doing a little bit as the tank, but like I said, with the buff that the tank offers, that is really the big thing in here, is having the ability to actually buff with Kruger. So even here, guys, 15 chest, boom, we got a lot more essence out of there. Now let me show you what I was kind of talking about. Is Odie that good? Yes. So Odie is, it's not letting me skip time in the stream. Oh, yeah, that might be something with YouTube, Wes. Is Odie really that good? Yes. Looking at the damage, literally that I just put out, yes, Odie is that good. So the big thing also, Soul, is with Odie particularly. So when you get Odie, when you get this ascended weapon, which is the reason why I've been buying all of the copies out of here, when you get the ascended item, so which is right here, the marksman equipment, that is the one where you really unlock Odie's true damage. So overall, a majority of players, this is one, when you get to unlock this, most players have said, this is when Odie is broken in here. I threw all A tier units in epic recruitment. Now I got a bunch of them Supreme Plus. Yeah, there you go. Odie's insta kill is a game changer. Thank you, Trisha. That's right. So again, Odie has an insta kill, which I believe is the ability here. Odie immediately defeats poison enemies when their HP falls below a certain level, which of course kind of changes. So if you're building them up a lot further, this is going to insta kill with the poison dart, which is awesome. So yes, Odie is one that you absolutely want to, and it looks like you got a bunch to Supreme Plus. Yeah, Supreme Plus, guys, is a long ways off here again, just based on my summons. Let's do one more attack in here. And as you can see, Odie putting out a lot of damage. What is the damage ranking of the world boss? How long do you play a day to get? So Wes, me playing, I do maybe an hour, maybe not even an hour in the entire day. I log in usually twice a day is what I've been normally doing. The big thing that takes the grind right now is the event that is centered around the trials, or around those trials. I use Kruger. Oh, Kraken is here as well. Tran is here as well. What is the damage ranking? I'm not sure. Does it show the damage? Where's that at? Server ranking. I think it's got to be here. There we go. So and I love how they do that. So what, 20 million? I think that's 20 million in there with Butis. Cammy, of course, look at Scarlet. So Analytica's in there as well. Big shout out to them. Really crushing it. But Scarlet looks like 1, 2, and 3 right there. Yeah, so I mean, you're talking right there. That's what, 20 billion? I think that's 20 billion. And they're not exactly sure what comp it uses. Another big thing that we got for feedback is they want to see the comps. So very similar to AFK Arena, where you can see what the players are using. You can go through, you can see, you know, what heroes were used in battle, how they did so well. Hammy gave me his credit card. That is pretty funny to see in there. But yeah, overall, don't know. And I'm sure having the a lot of them built out very high. Now, Vela's in there. We have Kruger in there. And you know what? I don't have Scarlita at this point. But you know what? Let me put in these two. Let me try. And again, just kind of swapping this out there. What's going on, Bobo? So let's drop out. I'm going to keep Kruger in there. I'm going to drop out my tank. And we only got one copy so far right here of Shakir. So Shakir, of course, very, very strong. So you got physical damage here. And again, looking at Kruger, the big thing with Kruger right here, destroys the enemy's physical defense. So you're going to have the combination of both of those doing a lot of damage, which is going to be a combination. How is it 20? Yeah, exactly, Wes. I know. Credit card, that is it. Lindsay, exact same. That is my thought exactly. That's what, again, what a lot of players have been kind of saying. Exactly what Lindsay said is, what comps are they running? We might not have the best comps in here just based on the builds, but what are they running in those different comps? And I'm wondering even if I dropped out like a Smokey in here and I just ran Coco. Again, Coco is one that I feel like a lot of players have underestimated Coco, including myself. Coco seems like it's very, very strong. Underrated throwing an A tier into epic recruitment instead of filling with epics, so you get your A tier finished very fast. Oh, I see what you're saying, Trisha. Throwing an A unit into epic recruitment instead of filling it with epics. Can you change it? I'm going to do some summons. I want to see. I want to see where my damage is here in here. And again, we have Shakir in here. I don't know if the physical damage, again, not having Shakir built up. If I had him at Mythic, if I had him built up quite a bit higher, I feel like we do a lot more. But let's see where we came in on our final attack. And again, not as high in there. Still pretty good. I mean, we're at like 900 with the tank. So even there, if we can get Shakir built up to where Tamisa is, that would be really, really big. But look at that, guys. 1.8K or 1,800K, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm so unlucky in this game. I just need one more copy of Cecilia to turn her from Mythic to Supreme. Yeah, it's so much RNG. Kruger, Corinne, Murray, Marilee, Odie, and Smokey. Kruger and Marilee don't have their Mystic Plus abilities, but I hit 500 or 5,492K in the top 100. That is awesome, Kraken. They don't have the Mystic Plus ability. That's my problem as well, because I only have one hero right now that's sitting at that Mythic Plus ability, which of course is Smokey. Or no, we don't have the Mythic Plus yet. Never mind, we don't have anyone at Mythic Plus. We need 2 more copies to get Mythic Plus for the Withering Potion. So we're not even there yet. But let me look at this. And let's see in this Noble Tavern. Now we have 4,000 diamonds here. Again, I got that copy of Vela. But in the wish list, if you can swap in, because can you swap in A-list? That's what I was I downloaded this game. I like to try it, but it's not for me. Yeah, and Bubble, I know a lot of people said the same. I didn't bother with Coco. That's what I did, Bard. So I did not bother with Coco, and it seems like Coco is pretty broken overall. I'm going to have to copy Kraken's. So Kruger, Corinne, which again, Corinne, I don't have built up that far. Adi and Smokey, I'm going to have to try it. Don't have Mythic Plus. Yeah, I'm going to have to try that. I'm going to have to come back here and grab that. But again, some of the heroes here, right here, these two, very, very strong. Marilee and Corinne. And here, of course, Odie is a primary one we're looking to get. Coco is one that I really wanted to get as well. Looking at our Wilders again, looking at the wish list, we already have Leica built up a little bit. But again, a lot of players said 1 copy of Leica will do. Arden in there. And then, again, we're really limited in here. The Epic Recruitment. Each time you pull 1 off your Epic list gives you a minimum of 5. Each time you pull... Oh, so when we pull 1 off the Epic list, so if you're saying we just take 1 off, can we remove these? Maybe I'm missing something in here. I'm not sure what you mean, Trisha. Each time you pull 1 off your Epic list, it gives you a minimum of 5. So when I pull 1 off the Epic list, which I think is the S from the Epic list, it gives 1 of 5. Because I know here, prize pool wise, Epic wish list, we have the 22% chance, and then of course Acorns. Is it just summons? Is that what you're talking about? I might be missing it in their entirety. No, on the other banner. Oh, the Epic recruit. Oh, I see what you're saying. So put A level in here. Now I get it. Okay. Sorry, the one with Brutus in the face. All right. If we're doing S, oh, so we can pop in the A levels as well. That is very interesting. That is, yeah, the other banner. So let me pop in. What do we have in here? We have 13. So you know what? Let's put in some of the A levels. Now, the Smokey, I need 2 more copies of. Who should I swap? Let me know what it should be. I'm gonna pull these for Trisha. And overall, I think we're doing. And again, we could max out these pretty quick. I understand what you're saying there. So it is still an Epic recruitment. So we could go in here, Marilee in here, Corinne in here. I'm wondering if these 2 we should leave in there. Or if we do all Epic. Because again, I know Kruger we already have built up. I don't know if I need them any higher. Let me know. What would it look like in your Trisha? What did yours look like? You're not in, yeah, the Epic recruitment banner. So in here, Odie, we definitely want to build. Again, both of these very strong. Shakir, I know a lot of players said Shakir is pretty broken. But thinking of even looking here, so we have Kruger, Corinne, Marilee. So we have Marilee, we have Odie in there. I'm just kind of thinking of your list. We have Smokey in there, which we could keep Smokey in there to try to unlock that Supreme ability. We could drop Smokey in there. And then even there, we could do Kruger. So that is that's the boss team. That is really a big, big boss team in there. I'm going to save that one. Let me know. Let me know if this looks good to go in here and do this. And only having 1 epic in here means that every 25, I should get the 1 epic. Or do I have to remove them all? Let me know, Trisha, if I got to remove them all. Meantime, we're going to do some summons over here. I want to, hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, that we're going to get some of these copies of somebody in here. But yeah, definitely let me know. I don't want to mess it up in there. This gives us 2 more copies. There we go. Marilee and Corinne, two of the ones we absolutely want to see. And it is Marilee and Coco. Looks good to me. So Soul is saying it looks good. All right. That's what I like to see. All right, what do we got? 13 more to go. We got 1 for diamonds in here. And again, I got that one copy of Ayla. Let's go in here and pop up these as well. 5. Did that give us 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Of course, it popped a bundle up there, but there is Marilee and Corinne again. I'm going to do dailies on AFK Arena, get some sleep. Oh, have a good night, Bobo. Thank you for joining us for the stream. Yeah, I'm going to have to check out the other banner, Trisha, and see. So what do we got? 3 more to go. We have some diamonds in here. I don't want to waste them. We don't have enough diamonds. I'll have to save them. I'll save for my last 3 so we can guarantee our hero in there. Let me know, because I don't know if we have to drop, because 10 recruitments guarantee an A level. Yeah, I'm wondering, that was a lot of pulls, because could we keep just Smokey in here? I'm wondering if we could just keep Smokey in here, or if we have to have all of these. That's a good question. And again, I don't want to mess this up. We could go ahead and pull it. We could pull Smokey in here. We could save Smokey in here. Let me know, Trisha. Let me know if we should just keep Smokey in here and do all of those. Now, of course, Stargazer, this is a part we don't use at all because unfortunately we don't get anything out of there. It's been kind of sad. It's been kind of sad that you don't have the ability to actually go in there and build out some of the heroes in the Stargazer. But there we go. So Corinne, this is what we were looking for. So there is Legendary. Need 8 more copies in there. And then did we get anyone else? I don't think we did, but I am happy to get him at Legendary. That's awesome. Guaranteed either Smokey or A-list. Okay, so it's guaranteed on the neat thing. Have to go as well. Oh, see you later, Kraken. I almost thought you were going to pull Walker. Yeah, put Walker on my list. He's definitely a big priority. Yeah, because I'm thinking 2 copies of Smokey would unlock that next level of the abilities. So I'm thinking to keep Smokey in there. Let's see. What do we have? 25 more to go. Let's see what we get out of here. Epic recruitment with our A-list hero. I didn't even know you could put the A-list heroes in there. But let's see. What did we get? 1? I think we got 1 or those other ones. Yeah, Omni Acorn. So we got Arden. And that was it. Only Arden. When you summon, it will show up as gold in the back if you pulled a list. And gold in the front if it's Smokey. So we got a lot of acorns out of there. Which again, hero recruitment. Let's see if we can get 1 copy of at least somebody, possibly of Smokey. Just an acorn. I just got to see it a Supreme. Very nice Zolthamus. And there we go. There's a copy of a hero that we needed, which is Viperon. Wait a minute. Oh, so it's going to pull. It'll pull whoever. And then it's the chance of the list. Oh, but I pull 10 recruitment. I get it now. I'm sorry, Trisha. I wasn't even paying attention. So if I pull one of these, it's going to give me 10 copies. Or is that what I'm thinking? 10 recruits guarantee an A level. But it wasn't an A level that I had in here. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm going to have to talk to Trisha offline to figure that out because that's kind of weird. I wonder if we can pull some diamonds. I wonder if we got any more in here. Epic Banner is kind of a scam because only 10% to get an A tier. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. It seemed a little light on there. So Dolly tickets through recruitment. There we go. Got a lot of those built up. Noble Path. What do we got? Our battles. We got our weekly. Then we get another level, which of course is going to yield us some essence. Or nope, just some acorns. Download this game. Yet to try. It seems like fun. Time factor. Yeah, and that's it. It really is, Stone, a little bit of a time sink. And that's why, like I said, I had planned to come in here. I planned to play a little bit today. Wanted to hop in, and I'm wondering if some of the higher level heroes, we can get this done. Let me see the team. And again, I'm going to use Kraken's team. We're going to drop this one out. I'm going to put Corinne in there. We're going to put Odie in there. Cecilia's going out. And I'm wondering if, because I think we don't use Smokey in this one. This one we don't use Smokey. Normal attacks, which again, we're going to have self-healing, which again, let's drop Thorin in there. No, I'm going to drop the regular team out. So let's drop out that. Let's drop out Cecilia. And again, I'm going to put in Krakens in there. So Kruger, we're going to put Corinne in there. We got Kruger, we got Corinne in there, Marley, Adi, and Smokey. So let's drop Smokey in here. Again, I don't think the healing works incredibly well with the combination of these 3. Let's go ahead and throw maybe this one. I'm going to put this one on for Smokey. Let's see. I need one more for Cecilia to be supreme. Yeah, I've been waiting. A lot of players have been waiting. Use Omni Acorns to get Cecilia to supreme, or should I save them? Honestly, I feel like that would probably make sense because, again, utility-wise, if you take her to Supreme with those acorns, I feel like you're going to be able to make a lot more progression in the game itself, which is pretty big. It's pretty big in there. And I feel like we have to put Corinne up front. I don't know. I think we're going to kill the boss anyways, which we did. Again, I think this is is it the common boss? Might be the common boss that we were killing in there. 3 more epic recruits, which that might give us enough. There we go. So now we're on epic. So that was the common. Rank increase to 45. Oh, I'm going to have to see. We're going to probably have to switch this out a little bit because I can't have the heroes dying out that fast. Can't have them dying out that fast. Put in Coco, Demia, Arden, Rooney, and Viperon in epic recruitment and check your rates. You will get 18 chance to pull. Huh. Yeah, use the Omnicorns. So people are saying use the Omnicorns. Yeah, like I said, with Cecilia, you're going to be able to make a lot more progression with the boss itself. You will get 18.7 chance to pull Corinne, Mary, and Odie. Huh. Let me take a look at it. Let me look at the epic recruitment. Now, of course, Odie's just going to sit here and chill. Just hanging out. Boss still doing a little bit of damage in there. But we'll get a little bit of, at least a little bit of rewards out of here. Let me see. And again, that might be kind of a way to cheese these summons in here. All right, so epic recruitment. Now let me see what it said. So in here, put in Coco Demia. So let me go Coco. And I think, is it the Light Bearer? Or no, I think that's Damon. If I remember correctly. It doesn't let you look here. Demia, we have Arden in here. Where's Arden? There's Arden. Rooney and Viperon. So there's Viper right there. And then who is the last one? Rooney. Who is Rooney? That's a good question. Again, some of the heroes that we don't use at all. Who is Rooney? Rooney. Maybe in here? Risa. Because most of these, I'm getting to the point I'm learning the names. Am I missing a Rooney? Because I know that's Faye. Merrily. I think I'm missing, again, who is Rooney? Do that when you're far away from the pity. So when we're far away, or put a 5 list of you don't want, and every purple will be the ones remaining. So put 5 on the list. So that's exactly what Trish was going to say. It adjusts the percents. If you were to pull one of those on the wish list, it'll show up as a gold instead of a purple. Oh, it's at least 5 copies. Okay, so I see how they're doing it in there. That's kind of backwards, honestly. So I see what you're kind of saying in there is when you go in and do the summons. There we go, Naru. I know, I was like, Rooney. I'm like, well, who is Rooney? Yeah, but that makes sense now. So if we let's drop out and put Naru in here. There we go. So now check our percentages. This is going to give, there we go. So as you can see, we have an 18.75% chance to pull them. And then, of course, if we pull one of these, it's going to be, what, 5 copies? At least 5 copies if we pull a purple with the recruitment one. So since we're 12 more to go, we probably want to put the primary ones in here. I'm going to have to cover this in a video because this is really stuff I didn't know. Yeah, so you can kind of adjust the A-list, the A-listers in here with the ones that you want to build. Which in here, who should it? Corinne, Mary, and Odie. Yeah, Corinne, Odie, and Mary. So again, those would be the ones we would push or we would recruit until we get close to getting our last 12 because we want them in the primary one. So hopefully I could pull 2 more and not get a copy of one of these heroes, then guarantee that 10 pull. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm understanding. That makes sense. Yeah, put 5 A-listers in there. And then, of course, yeah, we will. So either the A-listers we're not going to pull if we put them in the A-list unless we do actually pull them, or if they're in the backwards, you're not going to get them either. I understand. That's pretty, in my opinion, that's pretty messed up. 3 more heroes in here. Who do we get? And that's what I'm thinking, Wes, is if it drops in the first pull, and there we go. So who did we get? Not too bad. We got a copy of Odie, which I would definitely take. And then, of course, we got our tank. That's a tank I actually use quite a bit. I don't know. Do we get another copy of? We did. Very nice. So that is 2 more. Again, Legendary Plus. Boom. Very, very cool. So there is increases her attack rating by 11 during battle. She also gains 2 extra attack, which is good. Now, of course, we could take this up a little bit higher. Yeah, well, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for the hero focus on there. I understand, yeah. You just wasted on trash instead of a good one. Yeah, that could be kind of the... Yeah, I see what you're saying in there, but like I said, that seems kind of a... What do we got? 20 in Warrior, 20 there. It seems kind of messed up how it's working. Now I understand it. Thank you, Trisha. But again, I think it's kind of messed up with how they... I guess how the summons is, but what, you know, it is what it is. Honestly, that's just kind of weird that it can kind of game it backwards, essentially. So yeah, if you get to that last 10 summons, put in the regular heroes that you want to pull, do the 10 summons. If not, you can swap it back with a bunch of other heroes. Again, that's kind of weird. What AFK stage are we on? 449, which again, we should be able to make a little bit more progression in here. Level up heroes. Can we? Yes, we can. Look at that. We're passing 121 already. I build up Thorin first, just because of the simple fact, if Thorin dies, my entire team folds. And that's pretty much it. So, of course, Thorin is going to be the one that I'm going to build up, that I have to build up. Because like I said, if I go ahead and the rest of the formation just folds, if I don't have Thorin in there, we're almost capped here with our weekly. So definitely getting there. Noble Path again, very short, which we might get some levels out of this one. The epic recruitment pool. Boom, got some more recruitments out of there, got some essence out of there. And I'm thinking, what do we get out of here? Copy of Arden. Again, not going to make a difference with Arden, but that's okay. It'll make a difference in the tower. Yeah, AFK stage, again, I feel like even getting Thorin built up, we're not going to have as many problems. Even getting Temisa built up a little bit further, we should be able to grind probably another 5 to 10 stages in here. And that's what the game's about, guys. It is a continuous, literally a continuous progression that we do in this game. It just takes time. It really, really does take time to get all of the heroes built. Getting the heroes built up essentially enough to make a little bit of progression. And little by little by little, we're making more and more progression, which is very, very cool to see. Now, of course, when I go through here with this team, if I get stuck at a spot, I can actually go through here and swap out some of these artifacts, is how I've been kind of running this. That way we're going back and forth, making sure, again, Thorin can survive. As you see, he's taken a ton of damage right here, but trying to get Thorin to survive through a lot of the different content. Again, you can switch up the artifacts. You can do a couple different things. 2 options, either put an A-lister on the list every time you pull one of them and you'll be good gold until you get 5, or you can put 5 and don't waste as many purples to get the ones you're looking for. Yeah, it's a weird trade-off. How do you not get discouraged seeing the top guy? Like, so the big thing, and most of you know my thoughts on AFK Arena and AFK Journey. You have to think of it really in whatever game you play, and literally regardless of the game that you play, mobile gaming, you're going to have the players that you have to be happy with where you're at. And that is it, Wes. I could care less if the top player has 29 million power, because chances are they probably put $29,000 into AFK Journey, if not more, to get to that 29 million power. Ultimately, it's a mobile game. When you walk away from it, it's going to be done. I play for the enjoyment of the game. That's why we even cap what we put into the mobile gaming itself. I play for the game itself. I don't care where I'm at. If I want to be the top 1%, if I want to be the top 10%, chances are I have to put in money into the mobile gaming like the top 10% does, which again, for me right now where I am in life, I'm not putting that much into mobile gaming. We enjoy it as it is. There's always going to be players that are going to be better. There's always going to be players where literally you're chasing the rabbit, which means there'll be a player that's a little bit higher. You can put in extra money. There's going to be a player that's a little bit higher, so on and so forth forever. That is not going to change. Really min-maxing, if you're putting your time and effort in building things properly, following tier lists, you'll get there, and you'll get there to where you're at. New game, new hero. Yeah, exactly. It's easier now than later to where AFK Arena gets 150 heroes. Right now it's easy. Did you know you could get up to 6 affinity points by clicking on the heroes and viewing them in the resonating hall? So I went through, I've seen some of them. Let me take a look at it, because I believe you can get some diamonds in there. Yeah, clicking on them when you view them. I don't think I've gotten to the point of leveling them up, because even like all of the stuff you pull around in the world open, the exploration meat cycle, I haven't went in there and I haven't used any of it. But again, we're farming up some AFK levels, some more recruits or some more rewards out of there, which is awesome. Yeah, what he's talking about is the infinities. So when you actually come in here, this is the treasure. You can see we got some diamonds out of there. And of course, 100, 300 unlocks the tail. 700 is another 50. And then of course, when you get down here, 4,500 is a lot when you look at the regular heroes that I use. But I think you can do this for pretty much all of them. Yeah, so we can pick up the diamonds in there. Again, I haven't done this for all of them. And there, of course, is the tails we unlock. We could also give them some of the rewards that we have in here just to level them up to where essentially we could unlock this diamonds at 700. Because if we're at 560, again, I believe this is just stuff that you kind of pick up along the way. So if we're at what? 700 in there. What are we at right now? 500. So again, we got to add on another 200. So that gives us 100. That gives us 200. Send it. Boom. Grab another diamonds. Oh, clicking on the hero several times. Can we just click on Odie? Let me see. Oh, there we go. So you can cheese the infinity. That's cool. No, I did not know that, meat. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the plants raise the affinity. Let me see. Oh, for the stuttering the animation in there. Yeah, so you can, does this do that every day? That's a good question. Yeah, 3 times. So you can get 6 affinity in there every day. So eventually you're going to get them built there. Might take a little bit of time, but you can definitely get them built there. And again, if you go in there, yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that Zolthamus either. So literally, if you want to go through and collect some more diamonds, not only the diamonds, there we go. So there's our 3. Then of course the infinity, we can pick up 50 diamonds right here. Once I get this up a little bit higher, or if I use the items, essentially to get this, what, to 700? We're at 130, 230, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Pick up another diamond. I'm going to have to go through and farm the diamonds. Yeah, that's it. You can do it every day, guys. So make sure you're hopping in here, making sure you're getting the 6 affinity, which again, guys, AFK games, you're going to build up. So again, you think, oh, it's only 6 affinity. Okay, we'll do that over 10 days. Okay, well, now that's 60 affinity. Okay, well, now do that over a month. Okay, well, now you're at exponentially, what, 120 affinity? Now do that over 6 months. That is the big thing that Meat Cycle really pointed out right there, which is huge. Going through here and doing the affinity, again, getting the 6 affinity every day turns into weeks, turns into months, turns into, years of playing, 5 years of AFK Arena. Definitely going to make a big difference. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and level her up. I want my tank to live, and there we go. So we have her at Mythic. Again, we could level up her ability. I'm going to wait because I don't have very many of those stones right now, but I'm hoping we can keep her alive a little bit longer, just if we are using her in a couple different game modes, which is cool. Yes, that is really, really cool. And again, something that I didn't know at all. We're going to have to do some more of this, but it's saying that I have rewards in here. I'm not seeing, maybe difficult. Nope. It's showing that I got rewards, but it looks like I don't have rewards at this point. Forward Journey is the AFK Sages. Boom, there we go. So we do get the new skin on there, which is cool. We got some more rewards too, which I like. We got some more diamonds. Quest, of course, this is going to be another one. Boom, picking up some more of these epic letters, which of course some more gear in there. Growth stage 13. We're getting there. When's 4-time coming? Yes. So Trisha, that's funny. So the 4-time speed to the 2-time speed, similar to AFK Arena, that is in the works. So that again is something that we've talked about with Lilith, that we've talked about with content creators. It is coming. The problem that we're finding is just like AFK Arena, when you do the 2 speed to the 4 speed, the game has to work at a very, very high resolution, at a very, very high speed, Trisha. So that was something that, again, a lot of players were kind of talking about keeping in mind, because it is very interesting with how fast it runs and how fast it has to run with the 4-time speed. Now, like I was saying earlier, going through here, we farmed everything that we could out. We're literally just waiting, but I did get, and you have to make sure you note this, I did get more town quests. So today I actually got to resonating level 116, which gave me the ability to get actually more town quests. This is giving me another almost 400 essence out of there, which is exactly what we're looking for, because essence are really the pinnacle of what we need. We have a 1200 there. I could finish those out, almost have enough to get another hero up to 130. Odie needs 2 more of these, which will definitely grind out of there. But I definitely want to pull. Let's hop in. And again, I think I got 2 more of these scrolls. Addicted to summons, guys. That's really the gateway. We don't have enough for a summon here, but I got one of these? We got 1 more. So of course we're leaving our good heroes out till the 10 pull. Let's see what we get. With our 1 little epic scroll, is it going to be anybody good? It's an acorn. That's it. Just another Omni acorn, which is okay. We'll get there. Did you farm all the corrupted team fights? I did. So all the corrupted team fights are done as well. That I've been able to do. We did. I wish they had the infinite retries like that in AFK Arena for a perfect RNG for stages. Yeah, that would be awesome, Kraken, in my thought. But I think even here, I mean, we should be able to do a lot more damage now, getting Corinne built up a little bit further, getting these heroes overall built up a little bit further. I feel like we can do it. And I like going through here. I make sure that I farm these again every single day, getting more copies of heroes, making sure we're doing pretty much everything that we can in our entirety to make more progression in this game. But all right, guys, I know we're a little bit over on our time. Usually like to run at about an hour. We're almost to an hour and a half now. So that is going to do it for today's video. We know over on AFK Arena that Eugene is going to come out tomorrow, guys. For all of the players that have waited 6 months to get Eugene is finally going to be here. So I know we've kind of waited forever to get that hero, but he is going to be available. I'm going to do some summons for Eugene tomorrow. So it's going to be really cool. All right, guys. But again, that is going to do it for today's live stream. I'm about done with the AFK journey for tonight. Again, we have a couple more, which we're going to have to figure out the team, figure out the survivability of them, and making sure that we can kind of keep them alive. Almost wondering if we drop Smokey out just to shoot a lot more damage out very, very fast, even putting possibly like a Thorin in here. That way my damage dealers don't die out. So with Thorin, of course, taking the self-heal, being the retaliation, I don't want him to kill out Kruger. I want him to kill out and focus on Thorin. Again, kind of hoping that that would be the case. But we don't have any healing in here. So again, guys, that is going to do it for our stream. Thank you guys for joining me. It was really awesome. And again, I like the game. It's a really cool addition to what we've been playing. I feel like, yeah, we're probably going to need Smokey in here. We're going to need something in here to actually take out these targets because they're dying out pretty quick. But again, damage-wise, adding a little bit more of a tank, more of damage out there. I think we almost hit 30%. So again, best in slot using Thorin in there versus other ones. So again, that's going to do it for our stream. Thank you guys for joining me. And as always, thank you guys for watching.